Ah, these bags are getting so heavy. Is it possible to take $500 and through the power of cryptocurrency turn it into enough money to pay for an entire house? I believe the answer is yes, and so I am on a journey to document that entire process here with you guys, going from a bag holder to a home owner. In today's video, we're going to go over the current portfolio holdings. Thanks, Floop. In today's video, we're going to go over the current portfolio holdings as it stands going into 2024. The plan is to sell at the peak of the market in 2025, and currently speaking, the portfolio is at $1,740, having just peaked out a little bit earlier today at $1,760, $1,770, depending on what exchanges you're using for each of the coins, which has been phenomenal. This entire challenge so far has started in May and literally just gone up and to the right, and it just keeps getting quicker and quicker and quicker. If we go look at last month's video, last month's update, you will see that the portfolio had just hit $1,200 that day. It was sitting around $1,185, and so just in 1 month, we have managed to increase that portfolio by about $600, $550. I am very pleased with those returns, and we are making fantastic strides. Today alone, up $69. So we're going to go over some of the holdings and what my future plans are with this portfolio. Coming in hot as the largest position in the entire portfolio, it is ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol. And that was not the case just 2 weeks ago. This week that we're sitting in right now, the end of 2023, ICP has gone crazy, up literally 40% in just 7 days. It was sitting at, not too long ago, it was sitting around $2.50, $3. So now sitting at $13, and I just saw it actually even hit $15 today on some exchanges. That is an insane rally. We hold 25 ICP. I'd put about $100 in with an average price of $4 per coin. Now we are up $250 on that position. I'm going to continue to hold ICP into the peak of this bull market. I believe it will hit somewhere around $100. And so until we get closer to those price points, I think there's still room to run. I am not interested in accumulating anymore. $10 is my threshold. I want a 10x as a bare minimum in order to be in this portfolio, and even that is a little bit too low. If I'm taking 500 and going to about $50,000 is where I'm assuming I'll end it out, that's the entire portfolio going up 100x. So really, you could argue there's not even room for something like ICP in it. The next one up, the second largest position in this portfolio, is Data Lake. Data Lake we are up 223% on. I have almost 20,000 Lake tokens. It's down a little bit today, and it's down a little bit on the week. That's because Data Lake went on an insane rally over the last 2 or 3 months, and then we're having somewhat of a pullback. I'm not adding any more to this portfolio because I think that it's a large enough position. It's sitting at $238 worth of this entire portfolio, which is quite a big position. I don't want to make it into anything bigger. I'd like to hold some other DeSci plays as well. It's currently 13.7% of the portfolio. We keep going. Third up on this portfolio is straight up cash, USDC, which is different than in the last update where I had about $330 worth of USDC. So the portfolio has grown and my cash position has shrunk. I've been deploying more and more cash into the market. And yes, every single week, every single Sunday, I add 1% of the portfolio's value in cash into the portfolio. This week, I decided to go directly into one of the worst performing cryptos that I hold in the portfolio, so you won't see a transaction for this week. But make no mistake, this week I added $17 into the portfolio. I'm getting excited because this was literally like me adding $4 or $5 in the very beginning. Now we're up to $17. So that exponential curve is starting to happen quicker and quicker. You'll see why, like how that's happening. On the chart right here, you can see it's like going quicker and quicker and quicker. The graph has consistently looked like this the entire time, where it's been modest gains, then all of a sudden in the last quarter of the graph it goes straight up. That is an exponential curve, and that is thanks to me picking winners, and that's thanks to me adding more money. There is a clear distinction I want to make, but before I make this distinction, I want you to hit that like button because this is some good information, and you guys are welcome to join me on this journey from $500 into enough money for a down payment on a house. Just come join the Discord or wait each month for these updates. I also go live Monday through Friday, so you can come join and ask me questions there. I will be happy to dive deeper into it. But what is this distinction? Because a lot of you guys probably heard me saying, hey, I add 1% of the portfolio every single week in the form of a DCA. However, this is not a dollar cost average, not at all. There is a clear distinction, and it's crucial for you to understand the difference here. A DCA would be me adding a set amount of money into an asset like Bitcoin every week, regardless of price. I do not do that. I put a set percentage of the portfolio as extra cash into a stable coin so that I can deploy it whenever I want to, but I'm not just DCAing. I'm making it so that that money is in crypto so I can go accumulate things, but I add dips. Oh, I just exposed some of the portfolio. I add on certain dips. I'm not DCAing into anything. I have a certain price point that I like accumulating at or under, such as ICP. That price is $10. And as it's below $10, I buy more and more and more. But when it goes above $10, that's my cutoff. I'm not interested in buying. I don't think DCA is a good strategy in crypto at all. Save DCAs for the index funds, because do you want to be buying the top of the market? Because if you DCA, you're going to. If you don't buy consistently, that's not DCA. That's a different strategy, so call it what it is. Next up on this list is Sauceswap. Not really sure how Sauceswap has gotten to be the 4th largest position in this portfolio, but Sauceswap is the leading DEX on top of HBAR. So I am viewing this as a leveraged play on top of HBAR. I've really just put I think it's $50 or $60 into it, and it's gone up 255% to be $154, or what is that, 9% of the entire portfolio. I will likely be trimming this as we head into the new year, the sauce position, but I'm not 100% certain on it. It's done really well in the last couple days, if not last couple weeks, and so I'm not cutting the winner while it's still running. I will wait patiently for it to calm down, just like I did with Caspa and Hello Labs. Speaking of Hello Labs, Hello Labs is up next, right behind Sauceswap with $158 of profits. All of the money in Hello Labs right now is pure profit. I already took out my initial investment entirely, and I'm letting this thing run. You can see it's up 36% in the last 7 days, so I'm not going to sell it right now. I'm going to wait until this rally starts to calm down. Even just today, it's up another 10%. So once Hello Labs starts to settle down a little bit, probably around the time that they launch Killer Whales, the show behind the token, the show that's associated with the token, I should say, because there's more to it than just that show, I will probably sell around the time that they launch that. Next up, we have Quant. Quant's been extremely disappointing in the portfolio, but I'm holding on, waiting for it to have its little time in the sun. At some point, you have to discuss opportunity cost. I believe Quant will do really well. I believe Quant will probably be above $1,000 to $2,000 per coin, but opportunity cost, my friends. If I had that money in Hello Labs or Sauceswap or Data Lake or ICP or literally any other coin in this entire portfolio, I would be up more money. So while I do think Quant will do some good in this upcoming bull market, how good is it going to actually do, and is it worth holding in the portfolio? These are tough questions you have to ask yourself, especially going into this new year, going into 2024. If you notice that your portfolio has not really done much this entire bull market, all of 2023 has been a bull market, make no mistake about it. If your portfolio is not up at least 200 to 300% this year, you need to reassess what you're holding, because almost everything, you could throw a dart at the crypto markets right now, and everything except for like the ISO coins are up an insane amount. So you really need to look at what you're holding and debate with yourself, is it still worth holding this, or do I need to rebalance into a more diversified or better portfolio? Because if you're not beating Bitcoin, what are you even doing? That's absolute trash if you're not beating Bitcoin. Next up on this list is Caspa, which I mentioned just a short while ago. Again, Caspa is pure profits right now. I already took all of my initial investment out, plus a little bit extra. I'm just waiting. I'm holding on to Caspa. Caspa just recently went through a good correction. and it's been just consistently going through these corrections. Like we have a run up and then we have a pullback for a little bit, and that's usually a good time to accumulate. A run up, a little pullback, a run up, a little pullback. So I'm just holding on to it. I don't want to add any more right now, although I might. There is the possibility that I add a little bit more, just depending on how I feel. Next up, we have H-bar, which I think I'm just going to get out of H-bar in this upcoming month. In January, I think I might sell out of it entirely. I like H-bar, but I'd rather just hold Sauce. Sauce has been performing nicely and rewarding me. H-bar has kind of just been floundering around a little bit, and I'd like that extra $100. The next coin on this list, and now we're getting into the DeSci plays. Now we're getting more into the decentralized science part of this portfolio. There's only like 2 or 3 more holdings, so bear with me. The next one up is VitaDAO. VitaDAO is up 50%. VitaDAO is the only thing that I feel confident in saying that I will consistently, religiously just add 1 Vita a week for the duration of whatever. The portfolio is pretty small, so 1 Vita is probably a little bit too small even for this portfolio, considering it's only at $3.40 right now. I think VitaDAO will likely hit $100 in the peak of the bull market, and so for every $3.50 that I can afford to just give up, like, it's $100. That's pretty damn good returns. If I can afford to give up $300 right now and buy literally 100 Vita, I'm expecting that to kind of be around 10 grand. So $300 into 10 grand is a good return. I want more VitaDAO. VitaDAO is something that I will be adding a lot to in the coming future of this portfolio. Next, we have Research Coin, followed by Genomes DAO and VXV. I'm doing these all together in one because they're all DeSci and they're going to move in unison. So really, even VitaDAO is going to move in unison with all these. But these 3 coins, I have just started adding a little bit more of. Research Coin and Genomes DAO I did not have in the portfolio, and I realized that was a vital mistake, so I've added some. And Genomes DAO is the one that I literally bought today as my introduction. You can view transactions. That $17 that I added into the portfolio went directly into Genomes DAO because that's what I wanted to do with it. I knew that, and so I saved myself some gas fees and just went straight in. My price was 1.85 cents per Gene token, and even just right now we are at 2 cents. So I'm already up on that $17. I'm just saying it was a good idea to put it right into it. And then VXV, again, I'm toying with the idea of turning this more into a DeSci portfolio. Right now, if I were to add up all of the allocations that I have, about 1/3 of the portfolio is decentralized science related. I want that to be closer to 1/2. And then the other 1/2, I'm going to do some dexes on top of L1s, such as Sauceswap, or if you're bullish on Cardano, I think there's like MinSwap. Looking at different L1s with decentralized exchanges on top of them. So Jump DeFi for Near, that's something I could add into the portfolio here. Or if we look at some newer ones like Radix is an L1, if I look for I want exposure to Radix, if I look for the decentralized exchange on top of it, I think it'll outperform. The other quarter of the portfolio I'm going to save for narratives that I think will have a hot time in this market, such as DeFi on top of Bitcoin. I think a lot of people are going to be jumping into, so if I can get some infrastructure plays on top of that, such as Alex V2 or Stacks, I would love some of those in the portfolio. I've been saying that consistently for pretty much the portfolio's entire existence, and had I just gone with it instead of just saying it, like some of the people in the Discord did, we've been saying since the beginning of the portfolio, so around 20-30 cents, and even at 50 cents, that we should just be adding it into the portfolio. This is part of Bitcoin's DeFi ecosystem. If you think Bitcoin's going to do well and you think DeFi on top of Bitcoin's going to do well, then Stacks is going to do extremely well. And I fully believe that. I'm on board with it. I just haven't actually bought any in. So now, if you guys watched my previous video, this right here, the 100x crypto portfolio revealed, you will notice that I did not touch on my trading portfolio at all. And that is because I liquidated it. Just being completely honest with you guys, that's part of the journey. It wasn't out of like me being a bad trader, it was out of me being a stupid trader. So I traded when I really shouldn't have been trading, and I went extremely high leverage while I just was not in the right state of mind. I was not following my plan. I was not following any safety features that I have in place that allowed me to take it from $100 into $1,000. And then I took a couple bad trades, but hit my stop losses, went to 500, but it was still $100 into 500. And then I took that $500 and in pretty much one trade just wiped it all out. So sucks to suck, I guess. I'm looking for a new exchange. I'm toying with the idea of starting this trading again, but we shall see. Hopefully you watch this video on 2x speed because time is your most valuable asset. I will see you guys in the next portfolio update. Happy New Year.